Welcome back to Progress Over Perfection, the podcast that changed your life forever. We are back with Eugenia Gallo. We come back to talk about women in power. Today is about practical tool for emotional intelligent leadership. Last time we talked about what emotional intelligent leadership is. Today we are getting practical. How do you actually lead from your nervous system? How do women navigate leadership in the system for men? So, welcome, Eugenia Gallo. How are you?
Thank you. I'm really
Again.
good. Yeah, it's a pleasure being here again. Thank you. I'm really good. How are you? How are you?
I'm I'm fantastic because I can talk with you, that you are such an inspiration for me because you're very good in what you do. Yeah.
Thank you.
And this is why I wanted to talk about emotional intelligence and women in leadership, even if in this podcast we talk about relationship and couples. But I say, this is too good. I need to talk about. Now, let's start with the questions. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Let's go for it. Shoot it.
Tell us the story of the operation manager who changed her team culture with one simple practice. What she did.
Yeah, so that was Kim. I worked for her for 6 months in a one-on-one. She came to quite a few of my workshops, and she was the operational manager actually from a big region in Queensland. And she added 90, we came about after like doing coaching one-on-one with me. She added a 90-second emotional check-in before meetings. So what she used to do, she was opening the meeting and asking the employees one word of how are you arriving today. And the way of doing this was with no problem solving, no fixing, just let them talk. Just say one word sentence. It's like in a short way, like how are you arriving today. So this, what it created safety, and it acknowledged them how they were feeling before asking for performance, before going for the company, what was the meeting of that day. So within weeks, this help with meetings being shortened and more precise, tension drop. There was less passive aggressive behavior because unfortunately there was a lot of that happening within the meetings. There was clearer collaboration, and the key to take about this situation and what happened with her is she experienced this. It's like when people feel safe and seen and heard, they waste so much less energy protecting themselves and getting defensive.
Well, so with this
Yeah.
90 second, she changed everything. 90 seconds.
Simple as
This is
that.
what
Yeah.
we need. 90 seconds. Simple as that. 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. What are the unique emotional intelligence challenges women face in leadership that men typically don't?
I would say the emotional over responsibility. That's the main difference between men and women. And this can look like regulating the room, managing everyone's moods, holding harmony at cost of self. That's actually a big one for women. And the thing with us is that we do this at work, but we also do this at family. So the nervous system really never has a turn off moment. So the challenge is not because of lack of competence, it's a lack of giving the nervous system time to recover, and also knowing how to set your boundaries earlier for this not to happen.
So for women, it's required to be a mommy even at work.
Unfortunately, yeah. That's how we see. Like it's very common. Yeah. I wouldn't say mommy, but I would say nurturers, because we nurture, we care, we love and we look after, unfortunately, most of the time, most of other people than themselves. So that's when we need to understand that in order to give others, that we need to give us first to get our emotional cup filled, and then we can look after other people at family and at work.
So if someone have kids, a leader have kids,
Oof.
she go home, have maybe 3 kids, then she go to work, have another 50 kids to take care of. Oh my God, it's never ending.
Yeah, yeah, it feels like I'm a mom and it feels like that. So I'm like, yeah, it is, it gets tricky. Like you really need to get good with your own systems. So I always say that I have my own SOP and how I work and operate during the day. Because
Yeah.
it really doesn't make the difference between if you have one, two, or three, because how the brain changes. The brain changes with the first one. Of course, having two or three adds to the load. And especially if they fighting or whatever, like siblings, rivalry and all the stuff. But even with having only one, it's you you get because you got to work or you work, it doesn't matter if you go to the office or you work from home, but it's just like you working and you like using your nervous system all the time, and then you go back home and you need to be looking after someone else that depends on you. So there is no really time for me time for women. And even with a man there, because sometimes men can be very supportive, like the good, healthy, masculine, they can be very supportive. The thing is, the kid, it is connected emotionally with mum until the age of 3. And then as
Mm.
time goes and they grow, they learn how to emotionally connect with them with other. But the first 3 years for a child, for the mum, it's a lot. So when you combine that and work, and if you don't know how to regulate yourself, that's a ticking bomb.
All right. Thank you for this explanation
Yeah.
of. Look, maybe I haven't seen this because I work for myself, so I don't have this understanding of what's going on
Mm.
in a corporate world. When you say these things, I feel embarrassed about myself as a man.
Why?
for the simple, for the simple, for the simple reason, for the simple reason that we require to women to be good leader, to be mommy, when we don't ask the same thing to men. Actually, men, less mommy are, better they are, and more they are loved and respected. And I feel
Mm.
this is not right.
Mm.
Okay. Anyway, let's keep going with the other questions. I have another 3 or 4 for you, and
Okay.
then we have another secret question for you, a naughty one. Yeah, what do you think?
A naughty one?
Um,
Okay.
Now, I want to I want to ask you, how do women stop being the fixer or the emotional container at work while still being effective leaders?
How they stop being the fixer or the emotional container? Well, I think we can talk about this for more than the 5 minutes for this question. So, if you as a woman are in the role as a fixer, if you can recognize
Mm,
yourself in that, I call that archetype. So it is a set of behaviors and way of being and thinking and engaging that was most likely in the 99% learned at home. So the first step to do so and to unpacked why you are behaving that way is to go back to your family dynamics and understand what happened there when you were a child. Because usually in those cases, when women gets in the roles of fixer, usually they didn't have the child role and they have more of the parenting role in the family. So that's the first step, to understand what was the dynamic with mom and dad when you were growing up. The second one will be to, once you realize and understand that happened, to give yourself some time to heal, because that's not healthy. And most likely when you get into the role as a fixer, you are also not giving the other person the space and the tools for that person to grow and empower themselves. So it doesn't matter if you do get into the archetype of a fixer with the man or with the woman, because you most likely will get in the fixer with everyone. But there can be some differences if you did that with mom and you did that with dad when you were growing up. Anyway, that's we're gonna go to the tangent if we go that way. Um, and then the third one, after giving yourself some time to heal what happened in your childhood, you need to learn how to set boundaries. Because there is also a no connection, no understanding then where someone else finish and where I start, or where I finish and the other person starts. And there is a lot of management and unhealthy patterns within that archetype.
Mm. Hmm.
So, if I rest, like if I go is, okay, if you're being a fixer, look at your family dynamic and childhood dynamic when you were growing up, like what happened there. The second one will be to heal and to look out for someone who can help you heal. It can be a counselor, psychologist, whatever that
Mm.
looks like for you. And the third one will be to learn properly and really how to set boundaries for yourself and for other people. Those 3 steps.
Can you give us 3 things, uh, action things, practical, that listener can start doing now to regulate their nervous system?
The simple step to do is first will be to name. The first one will be to name before you solve anything. So it is very important, and it drops on the 60 up to 70% of the nervous system reactivity when you label the emotion. So you first need to recognize what emotion it is running through your system before addressing anything, I will say. The second one will be to learn to regulate yourself in order to respond. So this can look like to take a bit of a pause, do some breathing techniques, do tapping, do something that helps you regulate your nervous system and the emotion and being present. And then the third one will be to find a way to close the emotional loop. So this can look like for work, for example, end a meeting with clarity. So we made these decisions, these are the next steps. And for me will be like, the person will be, this is the emotional tone that I went through after doing the naming and the regulating. So it's name before you solve. Second, regulate first and then respond. And the third will be to close the emotional loop. That's small practice, massive impact.
Yes, yes, yes. Because anyway, everything that give you an impact, you need to be able to close it. It's look like when we have a relationship and then we break up, we need a close to close that story. Um,
Yeah.
I find the connection, put together the connection between what you do, what I do, and I try to understand. And in my mind, I'm learning here another way to explain this thing.
Okay.
So thank you, Jenny, because is important. No? It's important learn from the people to actually work and teach these things. How we can do better, progress over perfection. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have another question. This is more about your heritage. You
Okay.
Argentinian
Yeah.
with background Italian. Okay, I'm Italian too. So you bring natural passion and emotion.
Yeah.
How have you learned to channel all these things that you're teaching? Because we are very passionate people, and we go crazy for something or sometime. How you did it?
Oh, well, if you met me like 15 years ago, I was 15 or 20 years ago, I was dynamite. It really,
Mm.
my professional career, my work, and what I do today as well, I learned that intensity is not the problem. It's when you combine intensity with an unregulated nervous system and also absolutely no clue about emotion, what emotional intelligence is. So I would say in those days, which it's something that you can pretty much see all over, like in every person, but because we come from a background where we are very passionate, like we are very emotional, and we we have a lot of, it's a big community of Italians in Argentina. That's the reason why we have such a much mix between Italian, Argentinian heritage there. And the learning, growing, and observing their environment with no clue of what nervous system is, what emotions are, and all that, it was a disaster. So in this case, and now, instead of suppressing, because what I used to do was like, or either go like explode or suppressing. So I learned how to name it, how to ground it, how to direct it, and how to pace it. And that's when you learn how to channel passion and emotions, because they're actually awesome. Like it's a really cool information that you have, and it's a lot of energy. So when you learn to use all that energy and channel all that energy into creativity, into having energy to lead teams, in having energy, as I identify myself as an entrepreneur, and I do have a lot of energy for my work. It's like it's just constant, and I go through the emotions through the day. It's not nothing happens to me. I just learned that now, and now passion for me, it fuels my clarity. It doesn't fuel my chaos how it used to be before.
Everything for us as a culture is a drama.
Mm.
We don't live without a drama. We need a drama, and everything is a question of life or death. There's no in between.
Mm.
And I feel what you say. I when I call my mom, ask a question, it's look like she's telling me a telenovela, no?
It's a little bit.
This soap opera, a soap opera, no? What would you say to a woman and to the woman that go at work tomorrow morning? What's your site of knowledge?
What I see with many, 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 many women is that we are very ambitious and we do have the capacity to do amazing and great things. However, I will 100% recommend first to learn about your emotional inner world and how your nervous system works, because EI and your nervous systems, they both set the tone of anything that you do long before of what you say. And that's the place for where you should be leading. If you want to have balance between work, passion, however that looks like for you, success, and a healthy family lifestyle. That's true feminine leadership.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now we are the time for the last naughty question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
And the question is, if you can meet yourself 16 years old, what would you tell her?
Start personal development now. And really, like, I would really, really recommend her to find a coach, go to someone who can help you develop as a person as much as you developing yourself as a professional, because you're gonna enjoy your life and you're gonna enjoy everything that you achieve, and it's not gonna look like crushing yourself against the wall or having like big bumps, or just Yeah, like, I mean, growing is not linear, and we all get that, like, and I understand that. However, I feel there is much more of enjoyment when you really get to know yourself deep and then make the decisions from there for work, for professional career, for who's going to be your partner, for where you're going to live, what type of culture actually aligns more with you. Are you doing things because of what you want for yourself, or are you doing things because this is what mom and dad told you? Because I personally struggled with that a lot when I was growing up. Like, I was conditioned so much by my parents' figure in society that it looks like when I go and see back to that Eugenia, it's like I know that a lot of decisions that I made then, it wasn't really me, like coming from my own desires. So I will recommend her to get into personal development earlier.
You just say to yourself, little 16 years old Eugenia in Argentina. And now you say this to all the people that are listening out there, because this is not only for women, this is for men too.
Mhm.
It's very important self-development. It's very important progress over perfection, of course. And it's important that we learn from who did it. Eh, we learn from who did it. If someone like Roger Federer used to have coaches for every section of their life, I don't understand why we shouldn't have that.
Absolutely.
Now we don't have the same money. We don't have the same money, of
Yet.
course, but
Yeah.
yet,
Yet.
but it is what I say with my client when they come in to me and say, "I do want to be here. I not understand why I have to be here. I not understand what is the role of couple counselor." Well, you go on. You want to go to the gym, you want to get fit, you get a coach. Well, the same with the couples. I have a question for you. Can you tell me, because you talk a lot about football, can you tell me what is your idea of great professional in football?
Okay. I especially with our generation, I hear and they give this as a really great example because I feel both of these football players have been in the public eye, like everything that happened in their life have been in the public eye. And the analogy that I give, like with how it looks like with investing in yourself and coaches and counselors and people that help you to grow, and how it looks like to be not doing that and at the same time surround yourself with the wrong people. So I always give the examples of Diego Armando Maradona, and Lionel Messi. So both Maradona and Messi have like both being great, so talented players, but when you see the life of Maradona and how everything have evolved and ended, you can really see the difference in how it looks like now with Lionel Messi, where he has a beautiful family, an amazing wife, amazing three children, great football players who are his friends. He has a successful professional career and successful personal life. And when you see Maradona on the other side, it was like, yeah, he was talented and great, but he didn't invest in any coaches, anyone who can help him understand how to personally develop himself in a great human. And unfortunately, that took him to drugs, bad people around. He by the because he died, and by the time the last, especially the last years of his life, he ended up his life with two of his the two daughters that are well known, recognized around the world, hate him. They don't like him because of everything that he has done during his life. He lost the love of his life, Claudia, and he ended up alone in outside
Mm.
Argentina, like living alone. And that's like, it's a really clear example. And when you invest in yourself as a person to grow, with your profession and to grow as a leader? Because what's the thing with leadership? It's visibility. You are going to be exposed. You're going to be in positions of power, and you're going to have so much power that if you don't know how to lead yourself, how to really make decisions that come from a place of value and who you are as human, that's going to be it's not going to play, it's not going to be well played. And that's a great example. I love football because there's a lot of people it's connected with football, and everyone knows about these two examples and correct, like it is amazing, two amazing football players and such different lives, so different. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely, absolutely. I was in Italy when Maradona was at the peak. He
In
won
Napoli.
the
Was in
champions
Napoli?
um, in Napoli. Was in Naples, yes, it was Napoli. And I remember because I was around 13 years old when, between 10 and 13 years old when he was playing over there. Um, and everybody were talking about his greatness. And for us, still, Maradona is probably it probably is the best player I've seen. There is only one that is at the same level that I've actually seen as Ronaldo, the Brazilian. But
Mm,
yes, the difference between Messi and Maradona is as well. You said um, the old way to do things. The old
mm-hmm.
way to do things.
That's the old
The
masculine
old way the
leadership.
men used to do things.
Yes, that's the old leadership
Yes,
masculine.
yes,
Yeah.
that is the old.
Well, but if you see with
Yes,
Ronaldo,
is
because
the
Ronaldo is the same. Moro, Ronaldo is the same. If you see Ronaldo, he always speaks very highly about how he chooses very wisely his women, how he treats his wife, how
mm,
committed he is to his family, how much he has invested in coaches, counselor, people who help him develop personality
mhm.
to be able to stand with his professional. Ronaldo is the same example. It's the same. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you, but I was talking about another Ronaldo, the
Oh,
Brazilian. But again, you have two beautiful, brilliant football player. Ronaldo, the Brazilian, fantastic, but ended how he ended. And Ronaldo, the Portuguese, fantastic player with a much more structure. You say, you're right. You look at Messi and Ronaldo, and you take the old Ronaldo, the Brazilian, the
yeah,
better one. Sorry, naughty one, I'm naughty here. And Maradona, uh, four beautiful player, all of them. But Messi and Ronaldo actually built their career, not only career, but their status. They have been very disciplined on what they did. Coaches, teachers, they never stop asking what I can do to be better. The other two, they were partying all the time. They were doing whatever they were doing, and they were the old style to do the things. And this is what you teach to the ladies today, to be better leader and better because women can be much better as leader than men can be. I think this is my personal
okay,
opinion,
thank you. I will take
and
it.
I take
Yeah.
it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this second interview. Thank you, Jenny Gallo, for your beautiful, inspirational interview. Thank you to be here, and see you at the next time. Another appointment with Progress Over Perfection, where we will talk about patriarchy in couples. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.